Triple Tuesday's over and were we surprised by the results? I must admit, I did think Chris might have went. Celebrity Big Brother episode 14, Triple Eviction Night. I'm not trying to be a bitch here, but I really hated Angelica's dress, and I know that this is like a style, right? I've seen it on some people and it suited them, but it just doesn't suit her. I thought her dress going in was bad. Now again, I don't know what this style is, right? And I have seen it on people and they suit it. But, I mean, I like the palm trees in that on this. But I was curious to find out how much might an outfit like this go for. I mean, it does have quite a bit of detail in that on here, so I wasn't expecting it to be that cheap. £375. Let me know in the comments. Did you see this on Angelica and go, aye, I think I'll get that. Anyway, back to the show at hand. I was away on a tangent there once again. So tonight, Jojo had a task and she was told by Big Brother that she had to learn as much as she could and pass the UK citizenship test. Now I thought that they were actually going to sit her down and give her the test. So then when the house was told that they had to tell her lies and get her to fail the test, when they were telling her stuff about the Queen's dogs, I was like, that is not going to be in a citizenship test. But also, if I had to sit a citizenship test, I'd fail. Do you know what? I think I might do one online for a laugh because I'm pretty confident I would fail. So they're telling her all this stuff like it's the law to have a teapot in your house, and they were saying that the Queen likes sausage dogs, and then Jack says, oh no, it's corgis. When she was in the diary room giving the answers and she says, oh, the Queen likes corgis, they were like, oh, that's you, Jack. Oh, as if, oh my God, she knows one thing right. We're going to fail this task. When they told her that Queen Victoria didn't have any teeth and she used to wear children's teeth to make her look more youthful, I thought to myself, do you know what? That's not an unbelievable story. When you think about some of the things that kings and queens used to do, and probably still do, it is pretty believable. So they passed the task and they got to have a very British party, and they had their teapot and they had all their Union Jack hats and everything, and they were having the best time. Now, they say you can have as many Scotch eggs and sausage rolls as you want. Is Scotch eggs like a British thing? What other country would eat them? They're absolutely disgusting. Patsy was in the diary room, finally saying, I'm happy to be here, I don't want to go. It's a bit late now, hen. Angelica was saying that she's loved the Big Brother house, and then she said something about something that happened in one of her last jobs. I don't know if she was sacked or whatever it was, but she was talking about that and she was getting quite emotional, and she said she'd find herself again in the Big Brother house. Now, as many of you know, I am dying to go into the Big Brother house, but even I think to myself, there's nothing to do in there. Like in the other countries, in the USA, Canada and all that, they've got a gym, they've got all these different things to do, and I wish they had that in the UK one because it would be much more fun to watch. But I actually think that they must just sit about the Big Brother UK house and just be bored as fuck half the time. When Donna nominated Angelica, she said that it was because she was too loud in the morning, and when she's not had her coffee, it's like red rain or whatever it was she said. So she thought it would be funny to get up in the morning and bang pots and clap her hands and jump on the bed and everything. Donna wasn't finding it very amusing. Neither was Danny actually, which is surprising because I think he's quite loud late into the night. When Angelica was doing that with the pot to annoy them, I kind of thought, oh, for God's sake, like, get a grip. But then I realised that's exactly the kind of thing I would do if people says I was annoying. Now, I would like to talk about Jack momentarily. It wasn't really this episode, but something in this episode reminded me it. When somebody was leaving the house and he walked up to the door, I noticed that he has got massive feet, right? And I don't know if it's because he's really skinny and he's quite short and he was wearing boots, so it made his feet look bigger. But earlier on today, I posted a video with Tiffany and then him. A couple of days ago, I was saying that Tiffany was on the Late and Live show and she was saying don't underestimate Jack, talking about like doing stuff under the covers and hitting the right spot. and then she says, I like a man with a thin cock because I don't like him to do any damage. But then there was a clip on the live stream, and I've posted it on my channel. It's like the two videos together, and he's walking about with his tighty whities on. Now, admittedly, they can make things look bigger because of the wee pouch bit at the front, but it was just very interesting. And then the night when I seen his gigantic feet, I was like, maybe that is like a thing. When Will and AJ were speaking into the house and they were going round the names, and then the housemates hear them booing or whatever, Ella was really getting booed. And I was surprised that she didn't just burst into tears. She was sitting there like a bit teary-eyed. And even though I don't like her, I did feel bad for her because nobody wants to be booed. Angelica was the first one out, and I just didn't really know what to say about this. And I don't pay that much attention to the interviews unless I really like the person. But she was just saying she really loved it in there, and they were talking about Patsy, and she was saying how, like, the two of them kind of felt the same about each other. They thought that they were snappy with each other and stuff like that, but I do think that they were actually friends as well. Ella was next out. Even though she was getting booed, when she actually left the house, she got cheered. And I'm kind of glad because I don't think she's emotionally stable to get booed all the way down the stairs. In her interview, they were saying, how did you find the house? Like, you were really emotional or whatever. And she was saying, I think it took me back to my school days, and it's obviously issues that I need resolved. So I don't know if she was bullied at school or whatever, but obviously she's went in there and something's reminded her of that. And everything is heightened in the house anyway. I know for a fact I'd be greeting all the time, but just some of the things that she cried about, I didn't really like. So at this point I thought, right, okay, either Patsy or Chris is going to go. I didn't think for 1 second that Danny was going to go. I think he's definitely going to be in the final two. But Chris did get a lot of boos. And on other social media platforms, everybody's still going on about him peeing in the litter box. It's like, oh my god, he should have been chucked out. How dare he pee? Oh my god, put him in the jail out the back. But Patsy went, and even though earlier she said to Big Brother that she wanted to stay, she seemed genuinely happy. Now, in her interview, what was interesting is they were asking about Angelica, and she was just like, you know, like, we kind of snapped to each other, whatever, but that's what friends do. And she did seem as if she was saying that genuinely, but they had brought up her cooking, and they said something about, oh, were you offended when Mickey said that you couldn't cook? And she literally was just like, no, not really that. But they had mentioned something else about the cooking, and her whole, like, appearance, her whole everything changed, and she was just like, not answering the question. I don't know why she was like that. It was quite bizarre to see. So in the house tonight, Donna was out in the garden, she was lying down, she had her legs up, and Danny came over and he was like stretching her legs over, and she's like, oh, I'm really stiff, like, did you hear my back crack? And she says, oh, I feel as if I've had a good scene too. And he says, oh, you didn't even have to take your underwear off or use the Femme Fresh. Now, from what we've seen of Donna, we know that she goes to sex clubs and stuff like that. But for whatever reason, I have seen several clips on the live streams and on Late and Live of her talking about pegging. Right, this is something that she enjoys. And her and Danny were singing about it. I seen that on a clip of the live stream and everything. They never include that on the main show. Not that it's like a main thing, but I've just seen so many clips here talking about it. I don't know why they don't include it in the show. Do you think the right people went tonight? I honestly do. And you know what? There's only a few days left. There's still people on social media saying bring Mickey back. He's not coming back. If anybody should be coming back, it's Michael. And guess what? He's not coming back either. If you like watching my rants about Big Brother or any other reality TV, consider giving me a follow. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. And if you know anybody else who likes reality TV, consider sharing. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye!